Hello and welcome to another episode of Auto Avids. Today, hopefully, we're going to be doing some work to the GX470. A few basic mods. I got the new wheels and tires. I got a lot of stuff for this truck, but hopefully we'll be able to throw the wheels, tires, and the rear shocks on. The other stuff I can do at home, but I'm hoping between today and tomorrow we can get this thing in the shop and get some work done. And hear the tires jiggling around in the background. Got a couple of other parts on order, but after these last two things, hopefully everything will be said and done. The goal was to be in the ballpark of 10-5 for the truck, new rims, tires, suspension, and all the other little things that I planned on doing. And so far, that looks to be the case. So let's get up to the shop and see if we can squeeze this thing in this afternoon and get some work done.
The rims I went with are from Ryder Off-Road, and the tires are Ironman All-Terrains, which I got a killer deal on.
Okay. Get to work. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Has some torque.
As soon as I got the lug nuts off, I noticed that the wheel was on there real good. It took a few whacks from a sledgehammer to break it loose, and then it became very clear that everything was absolutely original on the underside of this truck.
Going on with this engine profile. Yeah, because it's just turning, and it's turning the shock over. Oh, wait.
Wow. That's like the first thing in your head. When you look around
Big shout out to the guys at Supermax Auto. If you're in the Detroit area, check them out. They have 2 locations to serve you, and they do everything from mechanical to bodywork.
Sorry about the camera being so far away, as you can see, it gets kind of hectic. Well, because otherwise I'm going to knock the thing down. And there's too much shit going on. And there's lots of people who complain a lot too. That guy right there. All jokes aside, he's all right. He's all right. So the pads turned out to be shot to shit. So we're going to go ahead and throw some pads and rotors all the way around on the. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I don't know, I just saw the brush in my head and I start cleaning the rotor. He goes, why are you doing that? You're getting the rotor. Yeah, it's on camera. Okay, so we had a little bit of difficulty with the other side because the rotor was on solid. So I just used an air hammer to get it loose, and I'll pull that off. The shocks went in just fine. We cleaned and touched up a little bit with some rust reformer, just the little bit of surface rust it had. It was very, very minor, but still, you know, I want it to look nice and protect it. But yeah, we're gonna finish with the brakes, which I didn't know it needed. You know, it's a while you're in there repair. And we'll get to the tires shortly. Well, I noticed that the truck was pulling to the right while driving, and over 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour when hitting the brakes, it had a real bad shimmy in the wheel. So that caliper that was giving us a hard time is more than likely frozen. I grabbed the 2 front calipers from Napa, and if that's the case, we'll just put 2 new calipers in and see how it goes. Okay, just pulled it out of the shop, and the camera's a little bouncy, but let's see. So far I'm doing 50, no vibrations whatsoever. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Seems to be all right. I don't feel any vibration so far. Now the big test is going to be when we get on the brakes in a little bit. Again, they're brand new, so you don't want to jam on them. You don't want to ruin them. But I'm going to have to apply the brakes gently and see how she handles. Okay, moment of truth. No shaking in the wheel. Okay, good. So it definitely was a bad caliper, it looks like. Let's get some coffee. Yes, can I have a venti extra hot pistachio latte, please?
Anything else?
That'll be it. Thank you. That's weird. The menu is here, but then the order sign is back there where you can't see the menu. Okay, let's see how this thing does. Yeah, you could have just got behind me. No, it feels fine. It's tracking straight and true. I'm not getting any vibration. I'm only getting it up to about 60, 65. So, we can end it on a good note. I got it up to 65. No shaking. I mean, you can tell it's got...
That caliper was
I know.
I couldn't even turn the tire. The caliper stays on there. Pad down that road.
But either way, because this side I didn't have that problem because I just reseated it.
200,000 to probably need a caliper.
All right. Cheers. I love that pistachio latte. Okay. So we got the 2 front calipers on, drove it, and it was fine. Went to work for a few days, and now the right rear is starting to make a noise, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I was back there trying to take a look, and I could feel the heat coming off the rotor through the wheel to my face. So obviously something's wrong with that one. You know, this is kind of what happens when a car has been untouched for so many years, and then you start fixing things. One thing leads to another, leads to another. So this thing is down. The Tornado, I was going to drive, but somebody's coming to pick that up to buy it, and then all of a sudden it won't start. The Mercedes C55 is also due for some work, so it's not being driven. The Z is not drivable. It's got an electrical issue. The cable going from the battery to the starter is bad, and every time you hit the brakes, you lose all power, or if you turn the lights on. The Infinity has the torn axle boot, and then we're going to do the suspension refresh while we're in there, and brakes. My dad needs the Odyssey. My brother's using the Ultima, so I don't have anything to drive. So I guess I'm going to have to look for another car. I got my eyes on something local this time. I might not have to actually travel far, but let's see how it goes. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.